warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Assalatu wassalamu ala asyrofil anbiya'i wal mursalin Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi washabihi ajma'in, amma ba'du. Excellency, caretaker and chairman of the Zainul Hasan Genggong Education Foundation, Kiai Haji Hasan Mutawakkil ala Allah SHMM, respectable rector of Zainul Hasan Genggong Islamic University, Dr. Abdul Aziz BAMEG, Honorable Final Project Supervisor Mr. Ferry Ferdianto MPD and Ms. Raudatul Islam MPD, who always guiding me to finish my thesis proposal. Unforgettable, my beloved parents, especially my mother, who always support me to finish my thesis proposal. Before, let me introduce myself. My name is Nurfina Dizkia from the English Education Study Program, Faculty of General Education. Here I will tell you about my thesis proposal under title Analysis of Students' Learning Style on Generation Z English Vocabulary in the Digital Era. Here there are 3 chapters that will be explained by me. Chapter 1, Introduction, and Chapter 2, Review of Related Study, and Chapter 3, Research Method. Well, point E about the background of the study. Generation Z, often referred to as digital native, is the second youngest generation following millennials. Born between 1997 and 2012. This generation has grown up with the internet as a constant presence in their lives. Learning styles are crucial in shaping how individuals absorb and process information. Marantika defines learning style as the way a person collects, organizes, and interprets information. Learning styles are generally categorized into 3 primary types: visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. The study contributes to the field of education by analyzing the dominant learning style among Gen Z. They be assisting in the development of more effective learning strategies. Additionally, this research is significant because English is a global skill that requires strong vocabulary mastery. Point B, Statement of the problem. How do the learning style of Generation Z students affect their English vocabulary acquisition in the digital era? And then, what digital tools or platforms contribute to or hinder the development of English vocabulary among Generation Z? Point C, Objective and Significance of the study. To analyze how the learning style of Generation Z students influence their acquisition of English vocabulary in the digital era, and to identify the digital tools and platforms that enhance or hinder the development of English vocabulary among Generation Z. Students can improve their English vocabulary by understanding the interaction between learning style and digital learning tools. Additionally, they are encouraged to adapt their learning style to optimize the use of digital resources. Consequently, they can acquire more personalized and effective vocabulary learning strategies taught to their individual learning style. Point D, Previous study. The novelty of this research is that it is conducted on students majoring in English. Previous studies were conducted on school children, including elementary school, junior high school students, course students, and university students who were not majoring in English. And most previous studies have only discussed the dominant learning style used by students, but not many have explored how Generation Z learns vocabulary in the digital era. Point E. Review of related study. Learning style is undeniable an important factor in supporting students during the learning process. It also aids teachers in understanding their students, as a learning style influences behavior. A learning style refers to the way a student refers to and change in the learning process and how they incorporate ideas and information from others. According to Wahab and Raini, when students are aware of their own learning style, they find it easier to motivate themselves to learn. Point A. Research design. This study employs qualitative research, a method that generates described data in the form of written or spoken words, as well as observable behavior. According to this approach, the research follows a descriptive framework to examine how Generation Z learns vocabulary, particularly focusing on their vocabulary learning style in the context of the current digital age. Hence, a qualitative approach was chosen for this study. Point G. Data collection. There are three data collection. Number 1, observation. Number 2, interview. And then number 3, documentation. Observation or observation is a data collection technique in which research carries out systematic observation regarding the facts and events observed. The subject and object investigate in situations that actually occur without any planned effort, influence, regulate, or manipulate. Number 2, interview. The second step involves the research conducting online-based interview with several English majoring students from Zainul Hasan Genggong Islamic University. And then number 3, documentation. The purpose of documentation is to serve valid evidence, either written or unwritten, demonstrating that the research took place. Additionally, documentation provides brief information about the research conducted at Zainul Hasan Genggong Islamic University. Data analysis. There is 3, and the first is data condensation, and number 2, data presentation, and then number 3, conclusion during or verification. Data condensation is the process of selecting, simplifying, summarizing, abstracting, and transforming the raw data collection during the research. The goal is to make the data more manageable and relevant to addressing the research questions. Mills and Huberman suggest that data condensation is an ongoing initial step in qualitative analysis that help research streamline that focus the data to draw clear and more insightful conclusions. Data presentation. Data presentation can take various forms such as tables, graphs, or categories, among others. It is a way to organize and display the data effectively to make it easier to understand and interpret. And then number 3, conclusion drawing and verification. Initial conclusions are considered provisional and may change if there is influencing evidence to support them during the data collection step. However, if these conclusions are backed by strong and considered evidence, when the researchers return to the field for further data collection, they become credible and final conclusion. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you very much for your attention. If you have any mistake, please forgive me because no one is perfect. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.